All right, everybody. Whoops. Welcome to Watertown, New York. My name is ChrisStrub. I am the first man to live stream and Snapchat in all 50 US states, and I am thrilled to be here to talk to you about the biggest Snapchat collaboration in the history of the universe. What's up, Jane? What's up, Brad? How's everybody doing tonight? This is my snap code. This is what I look like. And I'm about to show you what I actually look like in just a moment here. So, thank you guys all so much for being here. How's everybody doing? Enjoying the Strub snap swaps. Thank you so much, Raymond. I appreciate it. I got to get rid of this mustache. It's getting a little out of control. I am so glad to hear that, Raymond. Today is day number 19 as we're past midnight here on the East Coast. You guys know, if you've been following, Raymond, if you've been following the Strub snap swaps, I pour myself a little whiskey and do a little transition snap between each Strub snap swap. What's up, Jane? How are you? Jane, have we met? There you are. I'm going to follow Jane back. Thank you so much for inviting your followers. I really appreciate that. And I see Brad is back. It's great to see you guys. And, cheers to you guys. Happy Tuesday. It's a little disheartening to see some of the election results tonight, but I'll leave it at that. What's going on? Is that Sarah Kaliski? Cheers with a Colt 45. What's up, Curse Cherokee? So I wanted to tell you a little bit about the project that I am in the midst of. Today is what's going on. Oh, what's up, Jane? First time. Awesome. Well, my name is ChrisStrub. I am the first man. What's up, Curse Cherokee? I'm the first man to use Snapchat and live stream in all 50 US states. I actually went on a big road trip last summer, and I visited 50 states in 100 days. Some of you guys might be more familiar with it than others. I know Brad watched a lot of it live on Meerkat, which was a lot of fun. And now I live here in upstate New York, and I am in the midst of a giant Snapchat project. Yes, Brad says it was awesome, and I will forever be grateful for Brad for being there for me throughout the summer and for being the very first person to go out of his way to say congratulations when the trip was all over. So, Brad, don't think I didn't forget about that, man. Or don't think I did forget about it. I literally didn't forget about it. I'm a little tired because today is day 19 in a row of Strub snap swaps. And I am actually thrilled to tell you guys that I am swapping Snapchat accounts today with one of the sweetest, kindest, most awesome people in the universe. And her name, how do you choose who goes next for the snap swaps? So I'll tell you. I am swapping accounts with, so I initially tried to find people in all 50 US states to swap accounts with. So that was priority one. So if you've been following along, I traded with someone in the state of Arizona. I traded with someone in Louisiana. I traded with someone in Texas, Arkansas, Missouri. So if I knew the right person to swap with in that specific state, boom, easy. What's up, Michelle? And, I visited all 50 states, and again, Brad would be very familiar with this list. This is the list of all the places that I went last summer. Again, 50 states in 100 days, starting May 15th and ending August 21st. Yes, Australia too. So that's where it gets fun. Like in states like New Mexico, where I didn't know a Snapchatter, I started to, I'm good, how are you? I reached out and identified Snapchatters from around not just the country, but around the world. And so you were able to meet one of my first international friends. The first one of the trip was Tristan last week, live from Sydney, Australia. And I'm thrilled to tell you there are going to be more international snappers coming up during this project. Yes, it has been cool. It's been very cool. Yesterday was my friend Jed Record. What's up, Farida? Hello, do I follow you? Let me make sure I check on that. Hold on. Farida, how are you? I'm going to follow you right back here. There you go. Nice to meet you, Farida. So today is day 19 of 50. So I'm doing 50 snap swaps in a row without a break. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate that, Frida. And I hope you're enjoying the Strub snap swaps journey because it's been crazy fun. It's been awesome. I've been doing a bunch of cool stuff on other people's accounts every day. 2 days ago, I opened up a jar of Perfection chocolates from my friend Chocolate Johnny that I bought on steals.com. It's a fancy a London edition. Oh, but what, did you hear me say that? Did you hear me say that? Did you hear me say that, Chocolate Johnny? Did you hear me say that? I think he heard me say it. How ridiculous is that, that Chocolate Johnny, like, was I holding the jar when you came in the room? I think I might have been holding the jar when you came in the room. So this is gourmet soft caramel from Perfection Chocolates and Sweets in Sydney, Australia. And I was just talking about how I have a few international blokes lined up on my Strub Snap Swaps lineup. Yes, perfect timing. So if you're not following Chocolate Johnny, what are you doing? Chocolate Johnny is one of the best periscopers in the world. He is in the room right now, which is really cool. And I just adore seeing him. So cheers to you, Mr. CJ. Had a lovely discussion with Miss Yana Steels the other night about Mr. Chocolate Johnny. And of course, Jana Steels is the CEO of Steals.com. She was one of the snappers, one of the swappers. Are we shaving before swap? Negotiable. Negotiable. Do I get to pull the Gary V card and say, buy 16 books and I'll shave or something like that? Because I will definitely do stuff like that. Yeah, Sarah says no. Don't shave? I mean, the problem is it's getting unreasonable. Like, I had some of this caramel yesterday, and I'm pretty sure there's more caramel stuck in my mustache than there is, like, actually in my body or even in the jar right now. So, there you go. Made with love in Australia. You know, and I've been thinking a lot about Chocolate Johnny, and I'm just like, you know, I'm just overwhelmed by the work that that man does. I'll tell Gary V that when I see him next week. Awesome. Yeah, I wrote, trimming. See, I don't like trimming because once you start trimming, then it's like, oh, you're maintaining. And if you're maintaining, like, I'm like so on the fence about that. But what was I going to say? First of all, it was really freaking cool to see that Chocolate Johnny got to meet Carrie V yesterday or today or whatever, however you Southern Hemispheres count days. I don't really know how that works. Welcome to California, hipsters. Yeah, exactly. I think Figo Americano would be really disappointed if I shaved the beard. Is it hard work doing these snaps swaps, Chris? Yeah, it is. I think I look probably pretty tired right now. Let's look at organizing a giveaway for most books bought. Hell yeah, let's do that. Let's do that for sure. Of course. And it's really, really cool that Chocolate Johnny is here too, because I know how busy a time it is before Easter. Although, is it Easter? Is there an Australian Easter? Like, how does this work? Like, is it still March in Australia? Like, I don't know what day it is. Like, is Gary V flying back? Like, what happens? Oh, there's a Greek Easter. So is it different? Is it literally different in Australia? I don't know. And I'm not even sure when. Oh, Easter is, what is it? It's not this upcoming Sunday, but it's next Sunday, right? So, and on Easter, and if you guys look on my website, teamstrub.com, you can actually see a partial list of all of the swappers. Good Friday is next Friday. Yes, that would make Easter next Sunday. You can see a partial list of all the swappers. The reason you can't see the full list is because I'm writing blog posts about each one and why I'm swapping with each one. So I don't want to just be like, follow Friday and then just drop names. Like, when I build a relationship with someone and I get to know someone, and obviously I have, worked with them and developed a rapport enough with them to trade Snapchat accounts with them, it's teamstrub.com. It's TEAMSTRUB, like boy.com. And maybe Sarah can put it in the comments there for me. It's teamstrub.com. And if you click on Strub Snap Swaps, right at the top of the page there. Yes, thank you so much. If you click it right on the top of the page there, you can actually look at the whole list of businessmen. Yes, you can look at the whole list of all the snappers that I've announced so far. And obviously, we're heading into day 19. I am waiting for Tiffy to DM me her password, which is why I'm scoping now instead of Snapchatting. I haven't done much scoping, although I did scope earlier today. What's up, cutie_doll? How do I make money? I'm 17. You just added me. Awesome. Very cool. Have you allocated the whole lot? Yeah, you asked that a minute ago, and I was attempting to answer, but I really have ADD when I'm on Periscope. Answer. Rub-a-dub-dub chocolate giveaway for most books bought. I have allocated the whole lot, so I do have all the Snapchatters lined up for the 50 days. But hey, that's 50 days, and I would love to continue to do some swaps. I have also made the offer that although I will only be giving my account to one person per day, if you get my book and you're interested, I will be happy to make a guest appearance on your Snapchat account. So I am only going to give my account to one person per day for the 50 days, just for the sake of simplicity. But if you would like for me to appear on your Snapchat, I am happy to do that. And you can pick whatever day you want. Hire me. Yeah, good. That's how building relationships on social media works, is you jump in someone's Periscope and 30 seconds later you say, hire me. That's it, right? That's Chocolate Johnny. That's how business works, right? You're the Periscope expert. Chocolate Johnny was one of the kickoff speakers at Summit Live. I'm not sure if he's still here. It's tough sometimes when people leave, but that's it, right? It's not a cold call, it's a cold chat, right? What is it, Cutie Doll? If Cutie Doll thinks that I'm hiring, if you think that I have the resources to hire, I could barely afford this. So I'm going to run out of whiskey, and I'm just not going to be able to get another bottle of whiskey probably. Do people tend to ask you what you live on? What do you mean? Hi from Minnesota. Hello from upstate New York. You see my little Long Island sign there behind me. I am rich with love. Chocolate Johnny, I like to say that, well, first of all, I'm rich with perfection chocolates and sweets made exclusively in Sydney, Australia by the man himself, Chocolate Johnny. Exclusively handmade, established 1939. And Chocolate Johnny, what I meant to talk to you about was, I love the little Australia here. But what you need to see, you seem nice. Oh, thank you. You seem nice. I'm sure about it. I only do volunteering too. Very, very cool. Awesome. I want to tell you about Minnesota here in a second. But first, Chocolate Johnny, you talk about having your snap code on the door and like up on the walls at Perfection Chocolates, but I was kind of hoping to see your snap code on the packaging. Now, I've told you, CJ, that I managed social media for a chocolatier for a couple of years in Binghamton. And they were actually going through the problem of packaging. And so I know how much of a stress it is to do this. These are the nutrition facts. Snap codes everywhere. Yeah, that is the future for sure. Getting the nutrition facts on a label is no little fact. It's no little feat, is what I meant to say. And so I know that it would be a giant pain in the ass to get labels reprinted for any sort of products. But maybe you could get little stickers made that just go on the top of the jars, you know what I mean? Or even the bottom of the jars that have your snap code on there. Because as you're sending out this product and you're selling it in person, there's a whole nother way that you can be building your Snapchat audience. So I will be looking for that, Chocolate Johnny. I will be looking for that on my future Perfection Chocolates purchases. I did snap. What do you mean you did snap codes? Get out of here. Do I see a snap code on here? Show me. Tell me where to rotate it to, boss. Now I do see, this is good, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. But no one likes Snapchat then. Chris, how many snaps do you manage to view a day on average? Like how many views do my snaps get? I honestly prefer not to say, which is weird. So sorry. Um, I consider that modestly proprietary information. Oh my God, you own this. Yes. No, how many do I see? How many do I see? That's another thing that is kind of tricky, right? How many do I see? Like, how many stories do I look at, is what you're saying. How many stories do I look at? Is that what you're asking? Thank you, cutie doll. I appreciate it. Um, it depends on the day. Like, if I'm not working, and I work at a newspaper here in upstate New York, which, obviously takes up a good chunk of my time. If it's a day off, so like on Fridays and Saturdays, sometimes I'll look at some more. Or if I'm like on the treadmill, I can look at more stories, that sort of thing. Um, there's a handful. I mean, it's not a lot. How many on the A list? That's the question, right? My A list has about 30 people on it. So my A list of snappers, excuse me, my A list of Snapchatters, and this is a Snapchat tip, right? Is you want to change the names of, you can change the names of the people in Snapchat to organize them alphabetically. As in, popular broadcasters don't view other normal scopes. Wonder if it's the same in Snapchat. No, it's not. And I've had my snaps looked at by some of the bigger Snapchatters. You got to remember that, you know, the more popular Snapchatters or Periscopers, like everyone has the same amount of time. You know what I mean? Everyone has the same amount of time in a day. And so, like I said, I have 30 people in my A list. Excuse me, I have 30 people on my A list on Snapchat that I'm like, man, I need to watch these every single day, right? Like what these people are doing is incredible. I love it. And you see, I'm doing Snapchat collaborations with 50 people. I mean, that's 50 people who I adore on Snapchat and who do awesome, awesome stuff, right? And I don't know that anyone has the time to watch 50 Snapchat stories in a day. It's just impossible, especially when you're out there trying to create your own stuff and you're focusing and you're spending time on doing your own thing, right? So I'll tell you, as much as I can, I will watch Chocolate Johnny. I'll watch, yeah. And Sarah says, are you able to watch stories during these 50 days, right? The Oompa Loompas are taking your account over. Be prepared. Okay, name your best snappers, LOL. So there are some people, and I'll tell you, I also favor the people that watch all of my stuff and who snap back to me, who reply. Like when I ask a question on Snapchat, they'll reply. If I say something that's interesting or exciting or I do something awesome, they'll reply back. And I think this is a common misconception among people who are either new to Snapchat or trying to grow their audience, is that the people who are like in another universe, like Tristan Tales or, not me, but like, who else are the big Snapchatters? Like Shonduras and Frankie Greek. And like, they all also watch stories. How do you think they got to where they are? Is they work their way up and they create awesome content. They do their own thing, but they also are focusing on the people that interact and engage with them. And if you watched my story today with Jed Record on Jed Record's account, you saw that what my first tip was, if you want to collab with someone, if you want to get their attention, if you want them to get to know you, then you want to get to know them as much as possible. You want to add them on Instagram, you want to add them on Facebook, you want to follow them on Vine. It's not creepy. They're putting themselves out there on these channels for a reason. And the more you can learn about someone, the more you know about what someone is up to and what they're about, the deeper you can build that relationship with a person. And then when it comes time that you want to ask for something, like, hey, I would love to do a Snapchat collaboration with you. I would love to do a Snapchat takeover with you. Then you have the opportunity to make that ask, and it's not crazy. Yes, it takes 10 seconds or less to reply on Snapchat. But you know what I mean? Like, whether it's Snapchat or Facebook or Instagram, or look at someone's website or get their book or whatever it is, like the more you know about someone, the more they want to know about you. That's what social media is for. We put ourselves out there because we want you to know more about us and vice versa. Like I know a lot about Chocolate Johnny and vice versa. You know, I put a lot out there on publicly, but also we've had private conversations. Oh my God, I added someone who's not you. Well, that's the funny part about the Strub Snap Swaps. When you add me, you're not going to see me. You're going to see someone else. You're going to see Jed Record, right? So that's how the Strub Snap Swaps work. You're going to see someone else on my account. And if you watch all the way through, you're going to see me again, and then you're going to see someone else. And this is going to happen over and over and over again until April 15th. So you're going to keep meeting new people through my account. I'm not sure about letting people, I have no idea who they are, follow me on Snapchat. Yeah, I can see both ways. But Chris, I added you because CJ told me. Awesome. Awesome. Thank you, CJ. So amazing that I can actually have a video chat with brilliant people that I normally wouldn't have access to. It's true. It's true. If you want to have direct access to people. But again, it's not easy 1, 2, 3. You know what I mean? It's not like, oh, this person is on Snap. You know, think of it like sending an email, or thinking it like making a phone call, or think of it like any other interpersonal reaction, interaction that you would have with an individual. You know, like if someone is out there and you really respect them for what they do, if I really respect Gary Vaynerchuk, right? Gary Vaynerchuk is the one that everyone knows and loves, right? So we can use him as an example, right? If you really want to have a conversation with Gary Vaynerchuk, right? What you would want to do before you do that is at least, of course, follow him on Twitter, at least, of course, watch Daily V, at least, of course, maybe read 1 or 2 of his books, or, now he's just released this book recently, like get his book. And, I was watching him on Periscope last night, and people who raised their hands in the audience in Sydney were like, yeah, Gary, I bought your book, or Gary, I bought 8 books. That's respect. That's being respectful and showing someone like, yes, I value your time. You value my time. I want something from you. And, I'm going to show that I value your time by getting your book. Or I'm going to show that I value your time by following you on Twitter, or following you on Instagram and liking your stuff and replying to your Snapchats. Main thing is get to know people that you want to know. Yes, respect and value. So when people like Frankie Greek do a podcast, or people like Chocolate Johnny are on Blab and they're doing interviews, and you want to get to know them better, and you feel like you want to develop a friendship with them, if you see someone that you gravitate to and you're like, man, I really like that person, spend the time to get to know them. You know what I mean? Like, and it's all out there. We all put ourselves out there. Everyone does. Everyone who's on social media, there's information out there about that person that you can learn and you can get to know before you actually reach out and try and make that interaction. It's pretty simple stuff. You know what I mean? If you're a salesperson and you want to call XYZ Inc. to have them buy your product, look on their website first and see what they're about. And for me, as a salesperson, it's always been much more, and this is why this whole Snapchat, Periscope, this authenticity movement that we're living in feels so correct for me, is because for years and years, I've always thought and said and lived by the idea that you gravitate towards people and not corporations and not companies. So when I look at a nonprofit that I want to go visit, or I look at an organization, a convention and visitors bureau for a city that I want to go to, I'm going to look at who the people are and try and get to know them. What got you to start on Snapchat? My teenage niece is my consultant. I've been on Snapchat since probably the year it started. So this isn't like I know Snapchat is new to a lot of people. It's not new to me. It's not new to me. Yes, Viva La Paz is here. Thank you. My mom got me on Snapchat. LOL. Awesome. Well, cheers to you guys as I continue to wait for Tiffy Diamond to DM me her Snapchat password, and I would be happy to jump on there. It looks like it's probably going to have to be in the morning before I get a chance to do anything, but that's cool. That's cool. No problem, Tiffy. Cheers. Great haircut, bud. I like it. It's funny how everyone thinks that Snapchat is new. It's not. And Johnny, I appreciate you hanging out here. By the way, if you're just joining the room, this is Perfection Chocolates Gourmet Soft Caramel. It goes very, very well in the NutriBullet. Usually I have more props around me here. But what was I going to say? Mate, I have been on it for nearly 4 years. I used to think that Snapchat was just for those kinds of pics, you know? Yeah, I do. And I will tell you, if you follow Chocolate Johnny on Snapchat, you're going to see Bob's. You're going to see Bob's. That's what it's about on Chocolate Johnny's Snapchat account. Bob's. Right, Chocolate Johnny? Oh, that was my very first taste of Perfection chocolates, was in San Francisco. And you know what? What could be better than, you know, having someone literally hand you, you know, the owner who handmade this stuff in Sydney hands you a piece of chocolate that he made himself and says, here, try this. Like, boom. Sold forever. You know what I mean? And I hope that someday I have the means to turn around and support the thousands of people that have supported me infinitely over the past year, 6 months, however you want to define it. Someday, when I'm a gazillionaire, you know what I mean? I'm going to turn around and go to steals.com. I'm going to turn around and go visit the Funky Fairy. I'm going to go fly to Perfection Chocolates. I'm going to do all of these things. You know what I mean? Like, these people that are developing these relationships with me, not just now, but earlier, before the trip. You know what I mean? Think about your mom and your dad. Why do you love your mom and your dad so much? Because they were there the day you were born. You know what I mean? It's the same idea with sales. The earlier you get in and the deeper you build a relationship, like, that's why it pisses me off that everyone's like, oh man, get on Snapchat. Oh, I just got Tiffy's password. Awesome. So I'm going to jump off here and do some snaps in a minute. What was I going to say? The earlier you get in, so when everyone's like, oh man, I don't want to be on Snapchat yet. Yet? Craziness. Sorry, Tiffy is DMing me now. Like, what do you mean yet? Like, what are you waiting for? You know what I mean? Oh, J-Buff is here, says J-Buff. Awesome. J-Buff, it's nice to meet you, man. I'm going to wrap up here in a minute. But I will follow you back, J-Buff. You're on Snapchat now. So before I leave, let's make sure. Oh, I will show my iPad with Tiffy's password. There you go. There's me. If you want to take a screenshot, I am in the midst of this Snapchat project. 50 states, 100 days. The book is available now at teamstrub.com. If you want to add me on Snapchat, yes, it kind of looks like me, doesn't it? I got to put the gray hat on. Is the gray hat right there? Yes, Farida, and I will definitely do some more scopes. I gotta work on that. I'm not on scope enough lately. I did scope earlier today. I'm just sipping the whiskey here, the whiskey. So this is what I'm saying, right? Like, if you add me on Snapchat 3 months from now, no matter how hard you try and build a relationship, like, you will never build a relationship with me as deep as Chocolate Johnny, because for months and months and months, this guy has been supporting me. You will never build a relationship with me as a customer as deep as Jeff Goldberg will, or Tiffy Diamond will, or Pop Culture will, or all these folks that followed me on Meerkat. You know what I mean? Like, we talk about being an early adopter. We talk about the importance of getting in early. Well, think about the psychology of it, right? Think about the friends that you've known for years and years and years. Think about the people who have been involved with your life for a long time. And think about how authentic and how real this social media stuff is. You know, think about how much I really feel like I know people like Chocolate Johnny and Janice Steels, Ryan Pena, who's representing the state of Minnesota. Like, all of these people. I'm the Scope Snap person for any London info. I still didn't answer your question. So let's keep in touch. Make sure you add me on Snapchat. Follow me on Twitter. Hopefully follow all these tips that I've been talking about during the scope. Let's get to know each other better. And maybe when this whole thing is over, I will be able to, I'm going to take a week or two off, obviously, from the Strub Snap Swaps after this 50 days is over. But we can definitely think of a way that we can work together in the future. I will tell you that I am collabing with Victoria Taylor from the UK in, I believe, next weekend. So I did already a while ago, but the first scope I'm seeing of yours, awesome, cool, very, very cool. Well, Farida, it's great to hear from you. Thank you so much. I hope you stay tuned in to Strub Snap Swaps. Yes, so Victoria will definitely be repping the UK. Great seeing you. Have a great night. Yes, thank you, Sarah. Chocolate Johnny, man. Real talk right now, like, I appreciate you so much. I appreciate everything that you do, everything that you stand for, all the work that you do on Snapchat. Every time we see you on Blab, Periscope, whatever it is, you're always bringing positivity. You're always supporting the community. And I don't know if there's anyone else in the world whose business I really want to support more than Perfection Chocolates and Chocolate Johnny. And I'm not bullshitting you. You know what I mean? Like, what that guy does and just the sincerity that he has in his heart for all of the people that walk through those doors and all the people that add him on Snapchat, jump in his Periscope, like, what that man is doing, this guy who's in the room right now, Chocolate Johnny, like, if you want to get to know me better, I want you to get to know Chocolate Johnny better. Good night from Minnesota. Cheers to you. Just seriously, like, if I had more dollars in the bank, like, I learned yesterday that your credit limit is not your credit limit if it goes over because of penalty charges, right? So I actually went over my credit limit on my credit card because of penalty charges. And that's really fun and exciting. But someday that will not be the case. You know, and when that's not the case, I will turn this jar into 100 jars. I'm still going to look him up, Chocolate Johnny, awesome. Make sure you watch that guy on Periscope. He usually scopes really late at night for me, which I believe is early in the morning. You know, he's up doing the sunrise, or is it the sundown scope? Again, what year is it in Australia? I don't freaking know. But Johnny, like, yes, Chalk Johnny. Keep an eye out for him on Strub Snap Swaps as well. Like, shh, but I didn't break that news yet. But he did. Like, seriously, CJ, if I could take your story and bring it to every business in the United States, we would revolutionize the world. Because the way that John handles his customers and really appreciates Oompas. I'm giving it to you, Chocolate Johnny, not the damn Oompa Loompas. Yeah, do a documentary on him. I should. If I had any sort of video editing skills, that's why I'm on Periscope. I don't have any video editing skills. That's why I just do this and I let it go. Someone should do a documentary on that guy. You know, to truly value and cherish the people that walk in the door, the people who support Perfection Chocolates in any way, and more importantly, the people that support him. That's what it's about. That's what it's about. You know? That is what it's about. So I'll leave you on that. You want to build a relationship through social media? First of all, go watch Jed Record on Snapchat. I gave my 5 tips to being able to do that, being able to pull off a Snapchat. One Snapchat takeover is hard enough, much less 50. But the only way you're going to get there is to build relationships with people through social media or in real life. And the best way to do that is going to be to watch the pros like Chocolate Johnny. I'll leave you guys with that. Check out my book at teamstrub.com, facebook.com/teamstrub. Add me on Snapchat. Obviously, if you share this scope out, or if you look at the title of this Periscope, you can add me directly from there. I will see you guys on Snapchat. Thank you, Sarah. Thank you, Viva La Paz. Chocolate Johnny. Johnny, I got to get you on the phone with my dad. Like, I'll talk to you some more. That's cool. But I got to get you on the phone with my dad. We've been talking about that for a while, but we will do that. So let's figure that out today/tomorrow. Let's do that. Okay? Cheers. Always smile at the end.